Hi again, everyone. Denise here. We are back to go through this beautiful little thank you card that we made in the spring at the store. As always, I'm going to turn it around because I'm never quite sure which way is the right side up. So this easiest card. The first thing that we're going to do is take out the pieces to our card. I'm not going to take out my pearls. I have them in a little bag there. I have an envelope, which I don't need. I'm going to pop it to the side. I have my card base right here. Now, this is a top fold card. Now, the thanks does fit this way for a regular card, so it's up to you in the end which way you want the card to go. I prefer top fold cards, so that's the way mine is, but you can do a left fold, that's fine, a side opening card. So I have my pink. I'm going to take, we use the Barely Arts Dries Clear Glue at the store because it can be shipped to colder places like New York in the winter and it won't lose its adhesive properties. So, and I tend to use that. I don't tend to use tape runners on cards. So I would put a little line of glue around there and I would tape down my base and I'm going to pop it to the side. Now I'm going to deal with this and my thanks. My thanks is white. I'm going to pop out with my little pokey tool anything that I need. I see on mine, some needs to come out. So I'm going to pop that out. I'm going to put that to the side for now. Now I have my piece of white cardstock. This you're going to ink, and that's how it gets pink. Now on this one at the store, we use spun sugar. I apologize for the shadow. We use spun sugar, Distress Oxide Ink. You can use any color you want of any water reactive ink, but it has to be a water reactive ink. So it can be regular Distress Oxide, Simon Hurley, any of the rest of them that are water reactive. You're going to, if you don't already know how to color a piece of cardstock with ink, then I want you to go watch the video that shows you how to do that. It's the ink blending technique. And instead of doing it with like 3 colors like we did in that video like this, you do it with the whole thing. And I would make it heavy. For this particular one I did. Now this one was lighter and it still showed up okay. But the one that I did here was darker and heavier and it was picked raspberry, not spun sugar. And you can see the difference. Now this was just solid pink. This isn't solid pink, but it was just solid. And this is the technique we're going to do. So I'm going to explain the technique to you here because I assume that at this point you are either just watching the video to see what you have to do and then you're gonna go back and go through it, or you've paused it so you can head on over and do the ink, the paper, right? With just that. Now you can do multiple colors if you want. I just did the one color, but it's your card. Do what you want to do and pick whatever color you want. And once you're done ink blending, then come on back. So you're going to need a stencil and a baby wipe also for this. So what you do, now I do mine in the Big Shot. I don't know what the sandwich is for the other machines. I'll be honest with you. I assume it's whatever your regular sandwich would be since it's still very thin. It's still going to be thinner than an embossing folder. So it'll be just kind of like a die going through. You're going to, for the Big Shot, you're going to put your sandwich where that multi-use platform at the very bottom one. You're going to flip those 2 tabs over. Then you're going to have your plastic plate. Then you're going to put down your paper, the paper you've inked with the ink side up, right? Ink facing up. Take your stencil and have it be like a background design stencil, something, like that. Take your stencil, put it over your inked piece of paper. Remember, the ink side is face up. Take a baby wipe, unfold it, place it over the stencil. So the stencil should be completely covering your inked piece of paper, and the baby wipe should be completely covering the stencil, or at least covering a larger portion than just the piece of paper. Don't cut your baby wipe to the size. What if it shifts? So to just use a full baby wipe is just the easiest thing to do. Some people cut them. I don't recommend it, but it's up to you. So it's your multi-purpose platform with the 2 tabs open, so it's the bottom piece. It's your clear plastic plate, your inked paper with the inked side facing up so you can see it. The stencil goes over it. I thought maybe I have a stencil here, but I don't. Okay, so your stencil goes over it. Your baby wipe goes over that. Now put your top clear plate, crank it through. I have the old one, not the electric one. Crank it through. I always crank it back just for good measure. Remove the top plate, the baby wipe, the stencil. And instead of just a pink, dark pink piece of paper, because remember, this is the color I use. It's deep, right? And I went hard on it. I went heavy. Now I have my light spots. I have my background. And I'm just gonna set it to the side. Now this one is dry, but I'm just gonna set it aside to dry. You can hit it with a heat gun if you want to, but it's just as easy to set it aside to dry. And this technique is so easy that you can ink up a bunch of them and then run them all through, you know, one after the next, after the next. And if you're using the same color, you should get a few times out of that baby wipe. Dry up the stencil before you run it through again, just so that it doesn't give you a weird design, you know, because remember, it's water reactive, so anywhere it's wet, it's gonna pick up. But that's how you get that design. So you're gonna take this, which is what you did it on. You are now going to adhere it to your pink. So for me, it would be, if I'm just gonna pretend that this is right, I'm gonna cut this a little bit. We're just pretending here with size, right? So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put my thanks here, and I'm gonna put my 4 pearls. And I'm done. Now, if you pick an ink that you don't like with this, because again, this matched the spun sugar, then go ahead and cut yourself a different color and use that and save this piece for another time, or use a different ink that matches, or use a complementary color that you like. Whatever you want to do, because remember, you don't have to follow the rules. There are no rules. These are suggestions, and this is how we did it in class. But have at it. That's what creativity is all about. So if you have any questions, please be sure to let me know. I don't monitor comments on the YouTube channel, but we do see them on the Facebook group. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you know when new videos come up. And the easiest way for that is to click that bell there. If this helped you, or this was a technique new to you, or one that you've tried and went, oh, this is so easy, please click like, and that way we know to do more of this for you and with you. The Facebook group is Scrapbooking Stuff Group. And if you have any problems with this technique and you need me to make a video to demonstrate it for you, then just let me know in the comments on the Facebook group, and I'll be happy to get a video together for you. I will add it to the list for sure. But I think that you can probably manage with that. I just don't know, you know, I use it with a big shot. So I have a Gemini. I don't know what the combination would be with the Gemini. I assume the same as a regular die. An Anna Griffin machine, I assume it's the same as a regular die. But it's also a baby wipe. It's not really wet, but I don't know that I want that going through an electric machine either. But you let me know how that works out. You let us know in the comments. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for taking this very easy note card class, because who doesn't need quick and easy note cards at work or anywhere else just on hand, right? We hope to see you in the store soon. Thanks for stopping by.